Alternatively, you can call me Bo or Brian. Today I'm reacting to Hypnotic. Something about Ubisoft messing up as Japan openly banned tourists after the Tsushima Wasabi Shrine gets... Watsumi Shrine gets run Wasabi. What? First off, when I woke up and I saw this, my immediate reaction was, wait, Japan is banning tourists, like, in general? No, I haven't had time to try that delicious 7-Eleven egg sandwich everybody's talking about, okay? And then, I see, okay, it bans tourists from going here, okay, hopefully, just to the shrine. Because I understand these days people lack decorum, and, it just, a lot of people just behave completely belligerent these days due to fatherlessness, in most cases. But, yeah, before getting started... Oh, actually, let's begin. Drop a comment down below if you, to let me know what you think after watching this. Let's go ahead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I have an absolutely insane story coming to us from Eurogamer talking about the Japanese shrines and how apparently one of them in particular, unfortunately, is now having to ban all tourists because, of course, people want to act a fool. This is something that's happening in Japan more often as time goes on. I don't know what started this entire popularity thing about people wanting to go to Japan to act like idiots, especially us Westerners, unfortunately. But it seems like that's the case, and now they just outright banned everybody, all tourism, from visiting one of the shrines.
But it's probably most likely necessary because of the fact that, people see it
now,
in
again,
games,
ladies and gentlemen, people
see it in movies, they're going to want to do it, without any guidance, and most people are just far too proud in themselves to just not ingest information on what's good or bad, so they're going to do it. So this is necessary.
Just acting like a damn fool, unfortunately. Obviously, everybody knows Johnny Somali. That's the joke that goes around with Assassin's Creed Shadows right now. And it's just something that is going to continue to happen, unfortunately. It's just the truth. People just want to act like idiots. People want to go to Japan, and they love the culture. They love the content. They love the games, and they love anime.
Johnny is so embarrassing.
But they don't care about respecting the people who actually made this stuff. So let's get into the article, guys, from Eurogamer. But, of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So why is this relevant? So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the Japanese government is currently talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and one of their concerns was increased activity over at the shrines and the potential disrespect or even vandalism that may happen at the shrines after the release of this game. Now, I'm not trying to say that this was caused by Assassin's Creed Shadows, because chances are probably wasn't, right? It was probably some just random idiot, most likely a Westerner, that did something like this. But still, it begs the question as to was the Japanese right in their fears, or perhaps they at least had a reason to fear what they did in the first place. A Japanese shrine famous to video game fans has announced a ban.
Let me know if you guys saw that council meeting that they had. Oof.
On visits by tourists following an unforgivable act of disrespect. In 2021, Ghost of Tsushima players helped the Tsushima Warazumi Shrine raise 27 million yen to repair its torii game after it was destroyed in a typhoon. The crowdfunding campaign ultimately raised 500% of its original target. Now, however, the Warazumi Shrine has announced a total ban on tourist visits after an incident occurred earlier this week on the 23rd of March, described only as a grave and unforgivable act of disrespect committed by foreigners. Further details of the incident have not been released, though a message on the Warazumi Shrine social media account states that going forward, only worshippers will be allowed entrance to the shrine. Now, this is fucking unfortunate.
How would they know if you're a worshiper, though? Like, how would they know? Is there a certain phrase that you have to speak before getting in? Or are they just going to go by locals?
All right, this is majorly unfortunate because people like going to this stuff, man. Tourism is going to end up slowly dying in Japan little by little if they keep doing this shit, because then it's going to lead to bans in multiple different places that people enjoy going to. And the fact that this was a gate that they raised money by fans of Ghost of Tsushima and they rebuilt this shrine, now those people can't even visit it, and it's only now for worshippers. It's insane, man. You know, you got people who probably donated money to that who might have want to go see the shrine, and now they can't see it because people want to act a fool and they want to go pull a Johnny Somali out there in Japan. Unacceptable behavior by tourists at the Wadazumi Shrine is nothing new. Automated reports in a previous controversial ban had seen South Korean visitors barred after incidents of vandalism and abuse directed towards staff from those same South Korean people. Now, that's insane. I mean, I think it's crazy to ban an entire group of people based off the actions of, one or two people from that particular group. But, again, these are shrines, my guy. These are not like buildings, modern buildings that are going to stand the test of time. These are very sensitive objects that need to be well preserved and well protected and guarded at all times. Otherwise, they could be very easily vandalized. They could be very easily destroyed, as we saw it get destroyed in a typhoon. You know what I mean? So people are going to act a fool. People are going to look for their next viral fame moment. You have Westerners, unfortunately, that are going to Japan, live streaming in Japan, and choosing to be idiots and go around and causing a ruckus because they feel like nobody's going to do anything to them. Because they know they're going to a country that is very reserved overall in their nature. So they feel like they can take their brash ways.
Just like what's his name, Speed got shushed for going to a McDonald's for KFC the other day,
and act like a fool when they're there and just go back home, take their viral moment, and be happy. That's not going to happen. That's not the case anymore. People are going to start getting banned. People are going to start getting kicked out. It's only a matter of time. But now all tourists, and domestic and foreign, are now banned. Wow, so they're even banning domestic tourists too. They're not even letting the homegrown Japanese people in there. They don't care. So even if you're from a different place in Japan and you decide you want to visit the Wadazumi Shrine, you can't even do that anymore because people want to act a fool. Inbound tourism's destruction of places, things, and people cherished by the Japanese is nothing less than a destruction of Japanese culture. The shrine's message states, those who consider this place a theme park or a photogenic location are not worshippers. So again, guys, this is just unbelievable. Oh, wait, so we got last week, Assassin's Creed Shadows quietly released an update that reduced the amount of destruction possible by players in the game's version of shrines after pre-release footage of players causing damage.
Yes, they did that without an official statement. They just patched it, and it's like the damage has been done. You should have said something, but I guess they wanted to go under the radar and not receive any more backlash since they've been receiving tons and tons of backlash. Still not the way to go.
Spark concern. And now look at us here. Look at us here, where the concern was actually validated, unfortunately. And again, we don't know if it was validated by Westerners. We don't know if it was South Koreans that did it again. We don't know if the Chinese did it. We don't know who did it, right? Because they haven't said anything. But I got to imagine that they're now feeling probably very validated in their concerns, in their arguments about potential, reenactments done by people playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. And again, I don't agree with the sentiment because I feel like this is the same as people saying, well, video games cause violence, right? I feel like that's always been an argument that's tried to be used against gamers, and it never sticks. Never, ever sticks because it's BS, right? But I still cannot believe that they got validated within just a couple of days against gamers and Creed Shadows. And again, I don't agree with the sentiment but I gotta imagine that they're now feeling probably very validated in their concerns, in their arguments about potential, reenactments done by people playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. And again, I don't agree with the sentiment because I feel like this is the same as people saying, well, video games cause violence, right? I feel like that's always been an argument that's tried to be used against gamers, and it never sticks. Never, ever sticks.
I feel like anything can influence you if you don't have a rock solid foundation, and you don't have a proper upgrowing. Anything can influence you. That argument can be made. But as for, if they're saying the same about video games, why not movies? Why not music?
Because it's BS, right? But I still cannot believe that they got validated within just a couple of days of them talking at the Japanese Diet about.
Although I do feel like music is pretty much frequency, so I feel like that's an entirely different argument altogether, because I feel like it's a lot more influential than movies and games, but that's another topic.
This potential exact thing happening after Assassin's Creed Shadows gets released. I think it's messed up. I think it's insane. It damn near feels like sabotage at this point, where somebody out there's like, yep, we're going to make the Japanese realize that they were right. And that's insane, man. So now I wonder, what's the Japanese Diet going to do at this point, if anything? Are they going to continue with their case about Assassin's Creed Shadows? Are they going to start talking about potential other bans for tourism? I really don't know. And it sucks because, again, I've always wanted to visit Japan. And I feel like by the time I get around to doing it, they're going to fucking hate us. Like, if they don't hate us already. And it's unfortunate. And I know that's a general, blanket statement. And I don't really mean that from a whole blanket standpoint, but I just, it's one of those things that I worry about. Because, like,
I'm
dude,
sure some
why
of them
go to
are.
another
I'm
country
sure
if
they're
you're going
not
to act a fucking
gonna
fool?
generalize.
Not every
but
country is like the one that you come from. If you come from the United States, I
most
guarantee
are.
you
Some
every
are.
other country you go to, for the most part, is not going to act like yours. It's going to be completely and utterly different. And the more you go in terms of like super diverse, the less chances you're going to realize that anything is close to what you came from. If you go to Japan, it is night and day from the United States of America. I haven't even been there and I know that, right? If you go to China, it is night and day. If you go to any of
You can't even talk on subways. They see that as disrespectful. I keep thinking about that Kesha clip.
these places, it is night and day. Even if you go to Europe, it still has such blatant and obvious differences between what they do and what we do. So stop going and visiting these places and acting like everybody needs to be like America, open, out loud, and brash. Not everybody's like that, but people don't seem to understand that. And it's unfortunate that we now have a situation where not only domestic people are banned, but outside people are banned as well from places that most people will want to visit quite often if they can. So anyway, guys, thank you so much.
I mean, he's right though. Like, we have been molded to have this narcissistic way of thinking, just very selfish, I want to say, selfish way of thinking, that just because we act a certain way means other cultures should and be able to handle that, or they might be accepting of it. No, not everybody's the same. And it's good to do research prior to going to another country, so you know what is and what isn't allowed. But yeah, Hypnotic brought up some good points, and that was it. That was the reaction. If you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you vibe, become a B today, and also let me know what other videos you want me to react to. All right, y'all. Thank you for stopping by.